Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to MrsDeeva. Welcome to the YouTube channel of MrsDeeva. And I think that it is after very long time that we are doing a live session on our YouTube channel. And I think it was high time that we, already did it. And for today, so okay, so before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Astha Jain, and a lot of you know me from MrsDeeva. MrsDeeva is my venture where I started it to help women entrepreneurs, and I wanted to help housewives and moms, and I wanted them to become financially independent. And that's when my, yeah, okay, so we have. Hi, Ravinder, how are you? We have my father also. Hi, Papa, how are you doing? Yeah. So, like I was saying, my name is Astha Jain, and I'm basically a business coach for women entrepreneurs. I help them in growing their business, making it more profitable, making it more scalable, and how I do it, I help them in marketing, I help them in advertising, I help them in overall analysis of their business and giving them ideas how to grow it. Along with that, I'm also a work from home expert. I am doing good, Ravinda. How are you doing? So I'm also a work from home. Hey, we have Neva. Thank you, Neva. Thank you so much. How are you doing today? Okay, so I also am a work from home expert, and I help housewives and moms in figuring out what work they can start from their home, become financially independent, and start earning for themselves. So okay, so most of you are used to business sessions from me, marketing sessions from me, branding, advertising, and business building sessions from me. We have my mom. Hi, mom. How are you doing? Okay. So, but today is a little bit different. So, I wanted to share my story with all of you, and hence I took up a topic which of course is not the usual thing that I talk about, and nonetheless, I will try to talk about it, and I picked up this topic. Deliberately during this time, during this situation when all of us are in lockdown. Hey, we have Ritu with us. Hi, Ritu, how are you doing? How are things today there? Okay, so during this lockdown situation, because a lot of us are dealing with anxiety issues, and I thank you so much. We have Gautami also. Hey, Gautami, how are you? Okay, so I was saying that I deliberately picked up this topic, which is how I overcame my anxiety neurosis in just 3 months. And the reason I picked up this topic today is because I feel that a lot of us are stressed out. The situation is something which is totally new for everybody. I don't think even our parents had ever experienced something like this. So the whole world coming to a standstill. It's something that not all of us are used to, or we have never prepared. Most of us have never even thought about that something like this could happen. And this is the time where we are losing our focus. A lot of us are getting panic attacks. A lot of us are feeling anxious. And I wanted to share about my journey and tell you a little bit how, when it happened to me, I tried to, control it, and how I tried to so Ravinder is saying, I'm doing good. This is great. Would love to know more about you, how you did it. I'm so stressed out too. I understand that, Ravinder, and I hope that today's session is beneficial for you. I'm going to list down all the steps that I did. I will also list down all the exercise that I did, and we are going to discuss it in detail. Okay, so before we begin, let me tell you that I am very grateful to all of you, those who are here today or those who support me on the Facebook, and all of those who are sharing my videos, who are liking my videos. I have just one request from you guys. If you really like the content that I share, please go to the Facebook page, please like it, please share the videos from there, please leave a comment for me, please leave a like for me. And also, same thing with the YouTube. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please share it with your friends and family. Please just leave one thumbs up for me on the video. Please just leave one comment from me for me. It is so motivating for me. So a lot of you ask, what is my source of inspiration and what is my source of motivation? So my source of motivation is all of you guys. Each one of you, when you send me those messages, when you tell me that you really enjoyed that content, or when you say that that content worked for you and you're growing in your business, or you're growing at least in your work, or you have at least found a way forward, it makes me very, very happy. Thank you for these so pretty emojis, Niva, Ritu, and Ravinder. Yes, Ravinder. So these things are very motivating for me. So now, those of you who have joined us right now, we are discussing about a very, very important topic today, which is anxiety, basically an uneasy feeling, and how I overcame it. I will share the points that you should remember, because this is something which is my own experience. This is something that I have experienced and I have found about it. What exercises have helped me the most. But before we begin, I would just want to tell you that every person is different. How we react in any given situation is different, and it cannot be predicted for anybody. So you should do what works for you the best. You should go to the doctor if you have to. You should see a therapist if you have to. You should take the medicines if you have to. Hey, so that's my friend Vipul. Hey, how are you doing? So are you in office today or you're at home? Okay, so everybody is different, and you should you should do whatever you feel is best for you. Just excuse yourself for these 2-3 months, guys. Just understand that this situation is something that was highly unpredictable. And even if you would just want to sit on the couch, or you want to just be in the bed for a whole day, do it. Do whatever it takes to keep your mind sane. Do whatever it takes to keep you little bit less stressed, because everything that you do and every emotion that you feel, it will be reflected upon your family. Even if it is your kids, even if it is your parents, even if it is your life partner, the emotions that one person go through, it is reflected upon everybody in the family. It affects everybody. So this is the time where women have to, all of us rather, but especially women, we have to keep ourselves sane. And I would say, do whatever it takes to keep you sane. Do whatever you want to do. Keep yourself happy. Don't worry. Just for these 2 months, don't worry about the kids' education. Don't worry that they are not going to school. Don't worry that the business is not picking up, or what will happen to the economy. Just try to keep yourself sane. Try to keep doing what you are doing. Understand that this too shall pass, and all of us are in this together. Be very thankful that at least we have a roof on our head, at least we have food in our plate, at least we have our family together, because there are a lot of people who are stranded, a lot of people who are sleeping hungry, lot of animals who are sleeping hungry. And let's just be thankful that we are at least sitting in our home. We are blessed, guys. Please, whenever you feel that feeling, whenever you have that feeling, just remind yourself that at least I'm safe, my family is safe, we have a roof and we have food. So tell yourself this thing every time. So we have Shreya. Shreya, hi Shreya, how are you? Yes, Niva, all of us, we are so grateful, and I just want you all to remember this thing during the whole session and after it also, that we are just thankful that we are safe, our family safe. We keep praying for those people who are not in such good situations, who are longing for food. We keep praying for them. We keep praying that the world heals, everybody who is suffering, they heal, and then move ahead. Okay, so let me try to explain to you a bit more about what is anxiety neurosis, or what happens. So in extremely layman terms, it is a mental health disorder that led me to compulsive worrying. So I was compulsively worrying about things. It could be a different thing every time. Sometimes I was worried about my parents, sometimes I was worried about their health, sometimes I was worried about my own health, sometimes I was worried about my work, sometimes I was just generally worried about the world, just generally worried about the country. So it just, it just, you just compulsively worry, you just compulsively feel stressed, you are under that mental pressure, you think that, you feel that there is something heavy on your head all the time. It could be different for everybody. The how you, what you feel or what you worry about could be different for everybody, but I'm just sharing what was happening with me. So what what it led to, it led to, it, the anxiety was so much, it was to an extent that it started affecting my daily life. Now anxiety could be there, in us or in everybody at all points in time, but it should not, it should not be so big that it starts to interfere in our daily life. So if it starts to do that, that's when we need to worry about it. That's when we know that it is affected our life. It is affecting our daily chores. It is affecting the way we live. It is affecting everything. I could not even do small chores, guys. Cooking became a work for me. Reading a book. I loved reading books. Books are like my life. And when I thought about reading book, that back in time when I was suffering through anxiety neurosis, it became a task for me. I could barely get out of bed. There were days when I did not even want to go to the market to get something that was important for me. I had stopped going to market. And the biggest thing was that I kind of avoided going to my mom's house. I know she's watching this live session, and because my mom stays at third floor, my parents' house is at third floor, I knew that I have to climb those 3 flights of stairs, and I will be absolutely breathless when I'll reach there. And that's a house where I have stayed for 30 years, 29, 30 years. And to have that feeling in my heart that it is so difficult for me to take those 3 flights of stairs that I've taken all my life, it started, it was very difficult to cope up with. I was no clue what was happening. I had no clue why is it happening. I was trying to calm myself down. I was trying to deal with it, but somehow nothing was working. I started getting, palpitations, heart palpitations, and my pulse was above 115 all the time. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to work like that. It is very difficult to focus on what you're doing when you are in that situation. And one day I wanted to get water. I was in my bedroom and I could not go to the kitchen. It was so difficult for me, and that's when I know that something is majorly wrong with me, and I really have to visit the doctor. And guys, when I reached the doctor, not that day, the next day when I reached the doctor, my pulse was super high. My pulse was so high that I was, immediately. I love you, mom. So I was an ECG was done immediately, and there were some more tests that were done, and uh, yes, Neva. So I actually, what I want is, I know that all of you have struggles, all of you are dealing with things. I just want to tell you that you are not alone in this. We all are here for each other, and it is just that what can we do when we are in this situation. I know all of you, including you, Neva. I'm sure that you would be dealing with your own issues, and don't think that they are not important or something. Everything is important. All of you are important. All of your mental health are important. It is as important as your physical health, guys. Just keep this thing in your mind. So tests were done, and pretty much health wise I was I was normal, and nothing was nothing was there that was very extremely wrong with the reports, and nothing that could be really pointed out that this was causing this issue. But then I had to put on I was put on medicines, beta blockers, anti-anxiety, sleeping medicines by the doctor, and uh, it was actually a very alarming situation. My parents, they came. We had a family meeting, guys. We discussed, and they just wanted to know what is happening. They wanted to know why is it happening? Why is their daughter so stressed? What is happening? What is wrong with her health? When the tests are normal, why is it happening? I realized one thing, that it was happening due to the extreme stress that I was undergoing for a very long time. It was a very prolonged time. I was extremely stressed. And I had that, that little voice at the back of my head that kept me into that mode or into that situation that had already passed. But I was still into that situation. I was talking in my head. I was repeating those conversations. I was thinking I could have said that, that person could have said that. So I was not letting it go. Most of us do this. We do not let things go. We have that little voice at the back of our mind. It's constantly talking to us. It's constantly telling that this thing was wrong, what you said was wrong, what you said was right, you could have said that thing, you could have won on that conversation, that could have been a better response if I had said that. It happens to everybody. It happened with me. I am not over that situation completely, but at least now I realize that that little voice is bothering me. It's making my life hell, and I have to control it. I have to, tell it that stop. I am just trying to live in present, live in right now. Whatever has happened, it's in past, and I'm not going to worry about it. How do you do that? How did I do that? I acknowledge it. Every time I'm rerunning a conversation in my head, I acknowledge it. I tell it, I say that, it has happened. I'm not going to rerun it in my head. And then I gradually bring back my focus to what I am doing. It happens without me knowing. I don't even get to know that that voice is talking to me. It just happens. But I have gradually learned that how can I control it? How can I tell it to stop? How can I tell it that I don't require that conversation? I don't require to live that moment once again. I don't have to do that. And that's what I would want all of you to practice. Tell that little voice at the back of your head whenever you're rerunning those conversations, whenever you are living in that, in past or in that situation. Tell yourself that has crossed and that time has gone by. I am not going to rethink about it. So, what I did, I devised a system for myself how to deal with it. I i don't say, I will not like to probably go to an extent and say that I don't have any panic attacks or I don't have any anxiety attacks now. I am 100% cured. No, that is not the situation, but at least now I know how to deal with it. I identify a panic attack when it is happening, and I deal with it in that way. I feel much better now. I even though I have certain health issues and I know I have to work on them, but I still feel that it is a very big achievement that though the medicines that are famous and that are known to be habit forming, and people say that once you get on them, you will have to take them for the rest of your lives. I was able to quit those medicines in just 3 months, and I did not do it myself. The doctor told me that I no more need to be on those medicines, and that I think is a big achievement for me. I don't know how someone else takes it or how others think about it, whether it is an achievement or not. But I think, and I think what I feel is most important. I feel that it is an achievement, then it is an achievement for me. And it happens only with the support of your family, the willpower that you have. So I will read you one small thing I wrote after when I was working on my issues. And there was one day I started walking, guys. So I'm not a gym person. You can probably see me and then realize it that I'm not a gym person, but I just started walking. And one day I walked around 7 kilometers, and I was very happy about it. I came back and I wrote something in my diary. I'm just going to read it to you. So I wrote, today when I came back and checked my Fitbit, I had walked 7 kilometers. You may not think that it is an achievement, but for someone who one day could barely reach her kitchen from her bedroom, it certainly is. It took a lot for me, probably every ounce of power, energy, will, confidence I had in me to reach where I am now. When I came home today, I patted my own back, and I really did. I told myself that you have won over a monster that many in the world give up to. Today is my day, and I know I may not be a winner every day, but today I am. I'm just going to stay in present, in right now, at this very moment. Why? Because I want to let this feeling sink in. I just feel everything in my home today is cheering me up. There is so much positivity around me today, and I'm happy once again. And I want to be like this forever. So, this is what I wrote, and I was very happy that day. So, now let's discuss what steps did I take. So, I recommend that all of you watch this video once again and note down every step that I'm sharing with you. And, see what works for you. And then work things out that way, that and follow the steps that you feel are right for you. So I used to have panic attacks very often. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean when I see a panic attack. It basically is that very intense feeling of anxiety that can lead to increased pulse, or when you're feeling very stressed, when you're feeling breathless, when you experience very rapid breathing, or when you're sweating, or you're sitting in an AC, you're still sweating, or when you just suddenly start feeling that dizziness. So in extremely normal person terms, this is a panic attack. Now, biggest issue that I think is that we don't talk about it. As a society, we don't really want to talk about mental health. It is considered as a stigma. I am blessed to be in a family. I am blessed to be around people, friends, my husband, my parents, who do not think that way, who were totally supportive and who wanted to support me in every possible manner. And I had once, so I had a friend who told me that if you are facing this situation, you should not tell your husband about it. And I immediately knew that I do not want to be, someone who doesn't share things. So I want to. I want to put this thing forward that, guys, don't consider it as a stigma. Don't consider it as something that's a boon for anybody. It's a situation, it's a health problem that you're facing, and you have to kind of accept it sooner or later, and you have to solve it. You have to do whatever it takes to sort this thing out. If you have a stomach ache, you don't hide it, you take a medicine. So it's simply like that. Even though there is no medicine to cure anxiety, but you here, these steps that we are discussing are your medicines. So please listen to it very carefully, and then maybe later on you can write these down. First thing that I would like to say is, open a dialogue with your family, open a dialogue with your husband, open a dialogue with your parents, open a dialogue with your kids. They might not understand it immediately, they might not know what you're going through, but gradually explain them what is happening to you, what you are feeling. Discuss, guys, discuss, talk to them. And then you kind of in this, Ravinder, you thank you, Ravinder, thank you very much. Okay, so you kind of have to start discussing it with your family. You have to tell them, you have to say it out loud. That is one way you accept the situation. When you say it loudly, you accept that this is happening. So I discussed with my family. All four of us sat down, we talked about it. What is happening, what is the doctor saying, what is the options we have going further. And I kept on telling me that this is not my future, this is not what defines me, and this is something that I'm feeling just right now. And that was very important, because most of the times the anxiety stems up from uncertainty that we have in the future. We live in what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if something happens to my kids? What if something happens to my parents? What if something happens to me? What if I lose all my money? What if my business doesn't pick up? So tell yourself that this is something No one can predict the future. No one can predict your future. No one can tell you that this is going to happen. Tell yourself, remind it, and tell yourself that this is just right now. Write it on a piece of paper. Papa is saying, I know you're a mentally very strong woman. I know, Papa, you are always with me, and you and Mama, you guys are my strength. Thank you so much for saying it. So, be creative. Write it on a piece of paper and write it somewhere. Make a poster. So you can make a poster, handwritten poster, and put it in your bedroom. Put it in front of your bed. So my father made me. He made me a board, a pin board, cardboard board with a felt cloth on it, and I used to stick a lot of post-its on it. I used to write whatever I was feeling, and I wanted to affirm myself. I used to write it and clip it there with the pin, and it really helps, guys. It really helps. We might think that this is such a kiddish or a childish thing to do. It's not. It is going to really help you. Write it down, and then move ahead. Next thing, second is identify your anxiety triggers. So what is triggering this anxiety? What is triggering this panic attack? What is making you so stressed out? Think about it. Think about it in a way that what happens when you are, is it happening because of an unpleasant situation? Is it happening because you're forced to do something? Is it happening because you're overworking yourself? Is it happening because you're burning out? So my reasons were similar, that where I was put into or I was forced into a situation I did not want to be in. I was overworking myself. I was burning out, and all these reasons and factors, they were triggering my anxiety, and it was leading to those panic attacks. Now, what to do in this situation? I say that there are three steps that you follow: acknowledge, share, and affirm. Whenever you are feeling something, acknowledge it. Acknowledge that I'm feeling this thing. Tell it to anybody who is with you. Tell them that I am feeling anxious. I'm having a panic attack. Share the reason. Say it out loud. I'm feeling this thing. I'm feeling worried that my something is going to happen to my kids. So for me, at times it was, I used to tell my husband that I am worried that something is going to happen to the to uh, those of you who know me, they know that I'm very attached to dogs, and I used to take care of a few dogs near my home. So at times I was so worried for them, and I told my husband that I'm so worried for them. At times I used to tell my husband that I'm very, very worried for my mom's health. I'm very worried for my parents. Sometimes I told him that I'm too worried about my own health. If I keep going on this rate, I feel that I may not be ever will get out of the bed. So I used to say it out loud. It will feel stupid to you, it might sound weird to you, and it might sound weird to the other person who is listening. And but just don't judge yourself, guys. Just don't judge yourself, and just do it. Say it out loud. You will yourself hear. So when I used to say that I'm worried about my parents, and I immediately used to realize there's nothing is going to happen to them. They're completely fine. They're in their home. They're doing absolutely fine. When I used to say that I am worried about my work, I would immediately realize that what about my work? I know what I'm doing. It's something that I have. It's my ability. It's my capability. I'm not going to lose it. Why am I so worried? What is it that is causing this worry? And this is the affirmation that you give yourself. It comes automatically. You tell yourself that I have to focus in now. I have to focus in this moment. I am living in right now in this moment. And at this current moment, is anything of this sort happening? No. Then there is absolutely no need to worry about it. Third thing is start noticing your breaths, guys. Noticing your breathing is very important. I don't know if you guys know about Wim Hof. Try to read about him. So this guy tells you that most of the human race, most of us have forgotten how to breathe. So we forget to breathe. We forget to take those breaths inside us, and you have to watch that. I write it on a piece of paper. I write it on a post-it note, and I post it on the laptop screen. That watch your breath. You have to take deep breaths. You have to breathe full in, inside till until it reaches your stomach. You have to take deep breaths, guys. It really works. At times, that's all what you need. So take a deep breath and release it from your mouth. This is really going to help, guys. This is the most important thing that you need to remember. And after you have taken deep breaths, you will realize that this is all what you needed, basically. Then fourth point is stay informed. Read about it, research about it, talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist. Know what is it, what is anxiety, what is stress, what is causing it, what can you do about it. So basically you will feel that I am well equipped to deal with it. That is what happened with me. I researched about it a lot, I've read a lot about it, and I was very very careful of who I was following. So I don't just go out and follow everybody. I try to read about that person first, who I want to follow. I want to know that that person is worth following or not, and then only I follow that person. It is important for you also do your research work, but not WhatsApp messages research, or you type in or you type it on Facebook and just like that. Try to do deep research, guys. If you need any help, you can come back to me and speak to me. Next, fifth point is exercising. Exercising doesn't always mean gym. You can exercise at home, you can dance, you can cook, you can sing. Of course, cooking is not exactly an exercise, but if it makes you happy, do it. You can do deep breathing, you can do yoga. I started doing hoopla, guys. I really enjoyed doing it, and kind of continued with it later on also. So Ritu is saying that when we started connecting with family, the only way we can kick off anxiety and pain from heart. Yes, absolutely, Ritu. That's what I mean when I said that opening a dialogue, we have to connect, we have to own the relationships, we have to take the onus, and that begins by with opening of a dialogue, talking to them, communicating at all points in time, talking to them. So Ritu is a great example of someone who knows how to hold her family together. She has twins, guys. It is very difficult for a mom to deal with two kids when when they're so young and they're confined in a place. And she herself is helping a lot of women, a lot of families. She is giving them coaching, she's giving them tips how to keep kids busy, but she herself first connected with her own family, and I see that effort in her every day. So if you guys want, you can see all her sessions she has been doing for MrsDeeva. They are all on our page, on our YouTube channel, and you will learn a lot of things, guys. A lot of things from her. She's one living angel on this earth. You guys take this from me. Okay, so I started doing hoopla. I started doing mandala art. I started learning calligraphy. At times I just organized my home. So if you see that your home is in a mess, it was also one of those anxiety triggers for me. So I made it a point that I want to keep it organized, and I kept it organized as much as possible in those times. For me today, in this current situation, I would again say that do whatever looks feasible for you, whatever you feel comfortable. But it's just that you have to see what is working for you. So what worked for me was started helping someone else. That's when I got the idea of MrsDeeva. That's when I started helping other women. I started helping them with my knowledge. So that was also a very, very big help for me. And the biggest help, I would say, were my street dogs. So I used to feed them even before, but then they helped me keeping my sanity, keeping my husband's sanity, because no, I was dealing with something and he was dealing with me. So keep in mind that the family is also dealing with the same situation that you are dealing with. They also are dealing with the person. They also are taking care of someone who is in so much trouble, or who is facing situation that that person is not used to. So I spend a lot of time with dogs, and it just gave me happiness. If you have pets, guys, spend more time with pets at your home. If you do not have pets, just start feeding stray dogs, street dogs in your in your lane, or just near your home. You will feel another level of happiness that cannot be put into words. That's a very big topic for me, guys, and I don't want to deviate myself. Okay, so the sixth point is change your thought process. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing that could happen in this situation? Call your friends, call your family, call your parents, call your sister, talk to them, and kind of speak to them, and you will feel that energy, you will feel that positive energy gush in you. You will know that no, everything is right. What I did, I also kept an affirmation jar with me. So I kept one glass jar, and I used to write every day one good thing, and I used to put those chits in it, and every time when I felt anxious, I used to take out those chits and read from them. It is very helpful. I know it is something that you think that we used to do it probably when we were in college or we were in school, but then get back to the basics, guys. It really helps when you read those affirmations when you are anxious. So the 7th point is keep flashcards. I have done this, and I recommend, because not all times when you're feeling panicked or when you're feeling anxious, it is not always possible that you are with a friend or you are with your family. So at times I was driving, I was out for the meetings, and I used to feel anxious, and I got those panic attacks. I always kept those flashcards with me. It has those positive messages and affirmations. So I used to write that this is just a thinking trap. You are fine. Everything is fine. I got this. These are just simple things that you write, and when you read them aloud, so you have to say it out that it won't last forever. That's how you are going to overcome it. If you want, you can, again, like I said, write it down on paper and post it in your on your board in your as a poster, or in your bedroom, or in your drawing room, or in your working area, wherever you want. Just do that. Then 8th thing is think of a happy place. See old pictures, see your vacation pictures, see family get-togethers pictures. Talk about those moments. Talk about what you did when you went there. Talk about how tasty that food was. Talk about when there was the last family get-together. You made something and everybody liked it. So just tell yourself or talk about it that I made that. I made pizza. I made pasta. Everybody liked it. Or that. Someone made that, it was so tasty, we had chaat. So I always keep thinking about the tasty food. So it helps me a lot. I know it may sound silly, but it just works for me. So that's something that you all can try also. Then the 9th point is aromatherapy. I have that incense burner with me. It is kind of an aromatherapy that I light whatever fragrance I have whenever I'm feeling anxious in my home. If you do not have any fragrance, just light camphor, the kapoor that we we put in puja. So आप सिर्फ उसको ही light कर लो. Just light that kapoor in that incense burner. Immediately your mind will divert, and you will get back your focus. Then next is 10th point is just last point is go for a walk. Simply go for a walk. There are times when I have gone out for a walk at 12 in the night also. Of course, I used to stay in an enclosed society with gates closed, so there was no security threat or things like that. But take a walk, go out, go in fresh air, take deep breaths, and just let that feeling of open air sink in. And basically, these are the number of things that you can do, number of activities. Find out what is working for you. Find out what makes you feel better. Now let's come to some points that you need to remember. These were the points that I made a list for myself, and I'm sharing that list with you. The first thing is be very patient and kind to yourself. So we are very kind, we are very patient with everybody else, with our friends, with our family. But when it comes to our own self, we are very harsh on ourselves, guys. Don't do that. Try to avoid doing it. You have to be very kind. You have to be very patient. Then acknowledge. Second point is acknowledge that you need help. Accept it. Accept the situation as it is, and then move forward. At times we just want to stay in denial, but that will not help in this case. I am not talking about any other thing, but I'm currently talking about anxiety. Denial will not help. You have to acknowledge it. Then open a communication. Like I'm again and again saying, open dialogue, open communication. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, tell your parents, and keep talking it out. Then fourth is know that you will have good days and you will have those bad days. It is not possible for you to have a good day every day, and you will get there gradually. Acknowledge that there will be days where you don't want to do anything, where you don't feel like doing anything, and it's completely fine. Give those days to yourself. Give that time to yourself. Relax. Let it be. Just let it be. Let things go how you want them to go, and it's completely fine. You will gradually get there. Then fifth point is that you have to know that it is a continuous process. It needs consistent effort. It's like you cannot just stop doing it. So even if you stop doing it, after some time you will again have to get back to it. So just keep that thing in your mind. And the last point that I would want to tell you over here in points to remember is stop seeking validation, guys. We just keep seeking validation from everyone else. You have to learn to work on self love. You have to learn how to love yourself. I learned it. So I have been I have been in this particular situation for not a very very long I probably am suffering with this for last 3 years or so. But then even before that, I knew that I love myself. Start giving yourself gifts, guys. It is completely fine. Don't look for validation. Don't always expect others to keep you happy. Keep that learn how to keep yourself happy. Learn how to stay happy when you are just with yourself. That's important. It's important to love yourself. It's important to accept who you are completely and then work further on it. So you have to stop looking for validation from others and work on self love. Of course, by this I don't mean that you just go about start upsetting everybody who is around you. Don't do that, but then be kind to yourself also. Now I'm going to discuss that very important exercise that I do whenever I'm still in that whenever I get into that mode, and whenever I feel that I've lost all control of my surroundings. So it's called grounding exercise, guys. It's very easy. Whenever you are into this situation, you have to look around yourself and find 5 things that you can see. 5 things that you can see. So it could be anything. It could be my laptop. If I'm driving, it could be my car. It could be my phone. It could be car seat. So you have to see 5 things. Find 5 things that you can see. You will find this exercise on internet also. This is called grounding exercise. It's very important and it's very effective also. Then you have to find 4 things that you can touch. So I can touch my table, I can touch the wall behind me, I can touch my phone, I can touch my laptop. So you have to find out 4 things like this. Then you have to find out 3 things that you can hear. So I can hear, if I'm at home, I can hear my fan running. If I'm outside, I can hear the engine of my car running. If I'm outside or if I'm walking on a road, I can hear people talking. So 3 things basically that you can hear. Then 2 things, find out 2 things you can smell. If I'm at home, probably I can smell what's cooking or what's in the kitchen. If I'm outside, I can probably smell fuel of the car. If I'm at home also, and my incense burner is I've put a fragrance in it. I can smell that fragrance. So any 2 things that you can smell. And the last thing is any 1 thing that you can taste. So what worked best for me at that point in time was probably one, anardana goli, and second is lemon. So I just used to open my fridge and have 2-3 drops of lemon. So that lemon has a very strong taste. So it hits you here. It is very important to get you back to the normal situation, because it diverts your mind. It takes you out of that situation. It takes you, we are fixated. Whenever we are anxious, we are fixated on certain things, and we have to shift our focus immediately. That happens with a jerk. So lemon used to give me that jerk. Similarly, anardana goli, that meaty soft that we have, it's very helpful. If you are outside and if you have that in your purse, eat it. It's completely fine. Nothing is going to happen. It will be absolutely fine. This is called grounding exercise, guys, and it really helps you when you feel that you have lost control of all your surroundings and nothing is happening, nothing ever is going to get right. Do this exercise and feel that difference in yourself. So guys, this is where I come to the end of this session, and I just want to tell all of you that this was my journey. Everybody has their own journey. Thank you, Ritu, for these glasses and these cheers that you are giving me. Thank you so much. So it is my journey. It is how I'm gradually discovering my own self. You will have your own journey. You will take time. You probably are going through a lot of issues. You will have to try to resolve them. Take your time. People will try to pull you down always. There are naysayers everywhere, and there are naysayers all around you, but you have to get back up. Try to stay in the present. Try to live in the present moment, and that's how you can probably feel a little bit better, and probably you'll be able to deal with things better. And in this current situation wherein all this is happening and there is so much of commotion around all of us, and so much of uncertainty, guys, mental health is very, very important. A lot of countries are doing research. Immense research programs are being run to find out that this mental stress is going to have a very, very bad effect on all of us. And just try that you stay mentally healthy. Take care of everybody. Take care of your health. Take care of your family's health. Try to keep kids in a happy mood. Don't let them feel the stress. Don't let them feel this pressure. So that's very important, because if your kids get into that mode, you will never know what effect it has later on them. It's completely fine. Give yourself these 2 months of time. Just see that, do whatever is making you happy. And in the end, again, I would like to say thank you so much for staying with me. I know this session has extended to 45 minutes, and I really hope that these pointers that I've shared with you, they are going to help you. If you like this session, if you liked what I share, please share this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave me in the comment and tell me what you liked about it, or is there something you want, anything else you want me to talk about. If you guys want any kind of help, if any of you are going through any situation that you think that you are unable to handle, don't feel shy to come to me. Please speak to me. I will try my level best to help you as best as possible. And until we meet next time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also ring that bell button. I hope Ritu remembers this. Okay, you told me yesterday that kids are now have started saying this thing. So tell everybody that you have to subscribe to this channel, and you also have to hit the bell icon. And bye bye. Stay safe. Stay inside. Don't go outside, guys. And stay safe, everybody. Bye bye.